Hey, this is Yisrael Jerome Bet Hey, founder of PSP Public Speaking Pros.net and Brainwalk Startup. And the Twitter handle is at BrainwalkSU, and on Instagram it's at Brainwalk Startup. And there are three guidelines to brainwalking. Number one, walk where you would usually drive. Number two, don't worry about if you'll arrive. And number three, make certain that you have an open mind. And there's a few other comments that I have on Twitter that talks about what brainwalking actually is and what it does for you, and how it opens up your mind, enables you to get creative, get unstuck emotionally, physically, the whole thing. And this is really community, right? So it's around this principle of brain walking, which opens up all sorts of things for you. But the reason this is really a tool is to help you as an entrepreneur, as a startup, as a leader, as a change maker, as a world changer, as an investor, as a venture capitalist, to think and see things differently. That is what you need to have. That's what you need to do in order to see opportunities, in order to capture opportunities, in order to grow, scale, change, disrupt, whatever it is that you want to do. This is what is required. And the thing around this community, in addition to simply being a tool that can open that up for you, is collaboration. That's what it's really, I don't want to say that's what it's all about in the world, but that's what it's about here. Okay, so it's about not just posting what's cool about you, but how can you help somebody else? How can you collaborate with somebody else that thinks like you, that believes like you? An example of somebody that I believe is a model brainwalk person is like Elon Musk, for example. He's not afraid of money. You know, this isn't like some nonprofit situation where money's bad, or just try to raise funds to do good for the world. We want to do good for the world by creating good businesses. We want to do good for the world by being good people. We want to do good for the world by being innovative, right? So that's what it's all about. So that's an example of who this community is for, who should be a part of it. So like, share, follow, spread. So thumbs up this post, share this post, go to Twitter at BrainwalkSU and follow, share, retweet. Go to Instagram at Brainwalk Startup, follow, like, send a DM. You know, if there's some thoughts or ways that you want to collaborate. For the most part, we're on the East Coast right now, but obviously this is global. Starting a Brainwalk community on Facebook as well, for us to just be there and have, you know, a group where we're able to talk and collaborate, share ideas, and not just share ideas to be concerned with somebody taking them, but share ideas so that you can collaborate and find somebody to work with. You know, maybe you're missing something and getting some help, and you want to collaborate with somebody that is on the same wavelength or page as you. So today I'm talking about something I watched for the first time on Tom Bilyeu's Impact Theory. I think that's how you say his name. Ed Mylett. And Ed Mylett said something that was just killer, spot on, that goes in line with what we do at Brainwalk, which then led me to a talk with Dean Graziosi, who was gracious enough to connect with me on Instagram. And I ended up, you know, posting something on Twitter about what Ed Mylett was saying, and then he was gracious enough to just pass on the good energy, say thanks and that sort of thing. And so then I ended up saying Dean Graziosi, but then that particular post didn't have it, so I was like, wait a second, but he was on my mind, so I wanted to take the time to do that right now and tag and already do a pre thank you in advance to Dean. There was something that Dean Graziosi said that was just really, it's just beautiful. It's some of these things that there's a book, I believe it's called Masila Isharim. It's a book from Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, and he talks about there's nothing that I'm saying here that's different or new, right? But people need to hear it again. So it reminds me of that when I'm thinking about a lot of things that you hear. It's not that what I'm saying is new. It's not that even what Napoleon Hill is saying is new. It's just batched in a different way, or said in a way that's more that you're able to connect with slightly differently. And Mylett said this beautiful thing, and I hate to use this up right now because it's just so good. So I'm gonna hold it, and I want to say it so badly, but I'll go into what Dean was saying. And he talked about problems, and in one sense, the problems don't change no matter what's going on. So no matter how much money you have, he was talking about a $5,000 deal that he closed over here, and how much stress, and he worked his tail off. And then he was closing, I think, I don't know, $15 or $18 million deal here, and it was like the same stress. And to the body, if you want to get a little bit, I don't know if it's called Gaia, Gaia, if you want to get a little bit woo-woo, if you want to get like that, to the body it feels the same. And to him, it feels the same. It felt the same. So instead of almost like the game that you're playing, why not play it at this level? I dealt with that when it came to filmmaking. Public Speaking Pros is a company that helps tech startups get funded, and by massively improving your public speaking skills and pitching skills, so you nail it with confidence. And the reason that I'm very good at that is that I spent 15 plus years acting, so television, film, stage, theater, musical theater, Shakespeare, all that sort of thing, opera, and getting comfortable on stage and presenting. So that's what makes me very good at pitching, which is why I teach that and give that over. And then when it comes to helping other people do that, as a director, started directing and producing. So then I had to help other people get comfortable on film as well. And I did that for Fortune 500 companies, big startups, people that needed to make millions of dollars or more, by fundraising. I helped with that. And the thing that I realized as a filmmaker, and even the photography that I was doing, was that the amount of energy and what I did, this is really a big deal. What I did at this level was identical to what I was doing at this level. So why was I doing it here? That's what it was for me. So, I also, a number of years ago, I trained Miss America, and because my degree is pre-med exercise physiology, so I had a JB, fitness back then, and the same moves that I would do with Miss America is the same moves that I would do with the person who was dealing with diabetes or spinal arthritis. It was the same move. So why not play the game here, right? And the problems, the difficulties are the same in both places. So what Dean Graziosi was saying is that when somebody gets upset at traffic, if you like, that he's thinking, my goodness, if traffic is ticking you off, then you've got nothing bigger to worry about. There's nothing else happening in your life that is occupying that space, so therefore that is a big deal to you. So I think the suggestion is to play the game here. It's not to undermine the problems that you're having now, but I think there's two things that are practical tips that you can take away from this. As you're flustered about something that's bothering you here, realize that when you get what it is that you're after, when you reach your goal, you will still have that problem. It'll be different, it'll look different, but the problem will still be there. So in one sense, that can relax you a little bit in this particular moment. And what I want you to do with that is this is really what getting comfortable in the uncomfortable means. And I grew up military, since I was born that way. And then, I'm German citizen, but I was born also military. My father's American military, and then I've been a martial artist since the age of 6. And I've been playing sports and football and basketball and track. So I'm very comfortable with discipline, and I'm very comfortable with discomfort. And so I thought I understood what getting comfortable in the uncomfortable meant. I thought I got it because I was very comfortable pushing myself. I'm very comfortable with pain. Doesn't matter. I eat like a warrior, so I undereat during the day and then have a bigger meal in the evening. So I go during the day. Like, I'm so comfortable with all of these things. But there was something that Dean Graziosi said that really helped me to understand what this means in a different way for me. And it was that all these uncomfortable moments, get comfortable with them because they're going to be here as well. And if you get comfortable in them, then you can address the problems where you are now. And that will free you up to then be able to grow. Does that make sense? The problem that you're dealing with right now, you'll also deal with here. So get comfortable with it. Live with it for a moment. Don't fight it for a moment. Flow with it for a moment. And then it can go away because you'll learn what you needed to learn. And then the problems will be different over here. And it will still be a problem. It's not that a different problem will come up, but you'll already have the practice of doing what you did here. And this is very, very big deal. So hear this one more time. I used to be concerned that when you get to this level, the problems will also be bigger as well, along with the income or along with the whatever you're working on. But the truth is, the work that you do here makes it so that this very large problem is easier to deal with if you put in the work here and got comfortable with it. It's just like any form of exercise or discipline or training. It will still be there, The problem can still be there. You'll still have to address it. However, you will be equipped and efficient in dealing with it. This is key. And all that from what Dean Graziosi was saying about this particular problem, um, uh, still being there over here, and then my additional to about getting comfortable and comfortable with most military people know that phrase, so that's not a new one, but just to a deeper understanding of it with what Dean was saying. All right, so this is Yisrael Drone Bit. Hey, with Brainwalk Startup, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, go on a brainwalk, walk where you'd usually drive, do not worry about whether you'll arrive, and make certain that you have an open mind. And when you do that and you feel something or something comes up for you, I want you to come back and post down low, wow, a new breakthrough thought happened. I thought of an idea and that I wouldn't have thought of had I not gone on this walk. That's the type of feedback that I'm wanting to hear to continue to grow and understand the power of what this is. And remember, a big key is to go on that walk, to have a mindset breakthrough, and then to come back and take action. All right? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and talk with you guys soon.